Welcome to back my channel LC Coins World around the world. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating and historically significant coins in American numismatics, the 1881 Morgan silver dollar. This coin is a true piece of history, representing a crucial period in the United States economic and monetary evolution. Over the next 2 hours, we will cover every aspect of this incredible coin, from its origins and design to its production, circulation, and numismatic value. We will also discuss its role in the broader economic and political context of the late 19th century, the significance of silver in American coinage, and the lasting legacy of the Morgan dollar series. The Morgan silver dollar was first introduced in 1878, following the passage of the Bland-Allison Act. This legislation required the U.S. Treasury to purchase large quantities of silver and mint them into silver dollars. The act was a response to the economic pressures of the time, particularly the struggles faced by silver miners in the western United States. The Coinage Act of 1873 had effectively ended the free coinage of silver, causing silver prices to plummet and leading to what was known as the Crime of 1873. The Bland-Allison Act sought to remedy this by reinstating the silver dollar as a standard coin. The design of the new silver dollar was assigned to George T. Morgan, an assistant engraver at the U.S. Mint. His design replaced the previous seated Liberty dollar, which had been in circulation for decades. The new coin featured a fresh, modernized image of Lady Liberty on the obverse and a powerful American bald eagle on the reverse. The Morgan dollar became one of the most iconic coins in American history, and its production continued until 1904, with a brief return in 1981. The year 1881 was significant for the Morgan silver dollar series. By this time, the coin had already been in production for a few years, and the U.S. Mint had fine-tuned the striking process to produce CONSISTENTLY high-quality coins. Morgan dollars were minted in 5 different locations in 1881. Each mint had its own production figures, and some versions of the 1881 Morgan dollar are rarer than others. The Carson City Mint, for example, produced fewer coins, making the 1881 Morgan dollar highly desirable among collectors. George T. Morgan's design for the silver dollar was revolutionary in many ways. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of Lady Liberty, modeled after Anna Willis Williams, a Philadelphia schoolteacher. Morgan wanted to depict Liberty as an American woman rather than using the traditional Greco-Roman representation. The design includes the word Liberty inscribed on her headband, with 13 stars surrounding her, symbolizing the original 13 colonies. Above her head, the phrase is prominently displayed, reinforcing the unity of the nation. The date 1881 appears at the bottom. The reverse of the coin features a majestic bald eagle with outstretched wings, holding an olive branch and arrows in its talons. This imagery symbolizes both peace and military strength. A wreath encircles the eagle, and the phrase United States of America is inscribed above, along with $1 at the bottom. The powerful motto "In God We Trust" is placed above the eagle's head in elegant script. The 1881 Morgan silver dollar was struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it a total weight of 26.73 grams. It has a diameter of 38.1 millimeters and a reeded edge. The high silver content contributed to its intrinsic value, making it a desirable coin not only for circulation, but also for holding and collecting. By 1881, the Morgan dollar was a key component of American commerce, particularly in the western states, where silver mining was a major industry. However, the coin was not widely circulated in the eastern United States, where paper currency and smaller denominations were more commonly used. Many Morgan dollars were stored in treasury vaults, only to be released into circulation decades later. This phenomenon, the composition of the 1957 D. Lincoln wheat penny is 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This was the standard composition for pennies from 1909 to 1982, with the exception of the steel cents produced in 1943. Due to wartime shortages, the weight of the coin is 3.11 grams and its diameter is 19.05 millimeters, making it consistent with other Lincoln wheat pennies produced during this time period. The edge of the coin is smooth with no reading. The 1957 D. Lincoln wheat penny had a massive mintage with a total of 1,051,342,000 coins struck at the Denver Mint. This high production number makes it a relatively common coin, and, as a result, most circulated examples are only worth a few cents. However, high-grade examples, particularly those with full red luster and no significant marks, can be quite valuable, especially in mint state 67 and higher, where the rarity increases significantly despite the high mintage. Even though the 1957 D. Lincoln wheat penny is common, there are several varieties and errors that make certain examples more valuable to collectors. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die obverse, which occurs when the die strikes the coin twice at slightly different angles, creating a doubling effect on the inscriptions such as "Liberty, in God We Trust," or the date. While the 1957 D penny does not have as many dramatic double die varieties as some earlier years, there are still some minor double dies that collectors look for. Another interesting variety is the repunched mintmark, also known as RPM. This occurs when the D mintmark was struck multiple times in slightly different positions before the final strike, creating a doubled or sometimes even tripled mintmark effect. Additionally, some coins exhibit B die break errors, which appear as a small vertical line between the B and E in Liberty caused by a die crack. Other errors include off-center strikes where the design is shifted due to improper die alignment, and cud errors where part of the die breaks off, leaving a raised blob of metal on the coin. When it comes to grading the condition of a 1957 D. Lincoln wheat penny plays a significant role in its value. Circulated coins in grades G4 to VF30 are worth between 3 to 10 cents each, while those in higher circulated grades can fetch slightly more. In uncirculated condition, the value increases dramatically. MS60 to MS62 coins typically sell for around 50 cents to $1. MS63 red examples can be worth between $3 and $5. MS65 red examples are often valued at $15 to $30. MS66 red coins start to become rare and can fetch between $80 and $150. MS67 red coins are extremely rare and can sell for over $2,000 depending on the market demand and appeal. One of the reasons why the 1957 D. Lincoln wheat penny remains popular among collectors is its accessibility. This coin is easy to find in circulated condition, making it an excellent starting point for new collectors who want to own a piece of history without spending a lot of money at the same time. High-grade examples and rare errors provide advanced collectors with exciting opportunities to add valuable pieces to their collections. Additionally, the coin's status as one of the last wheat pennies makes it historically significant. The transition from the wheat penny to the Lincoln Memorial Reverse in 1959 marked the end of an era, and owning a late-date wheat penny like the 1957 D is a way to connect with that history. Beyond its numismatic value, the 1957 D. Lincoln wheat penny serves as a reminder of the United States during the late 1950 as it was a time of optimism, economic growth, and cultural change. The country was experiencing the early stages of the space race, suburban expansion, and the rise of television as a dominant form of entertainment. Coins from this era, including the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny, circulated in the pockets of Americans who witnessed these changes firsthand. For collectors who enjoy searching for hidden treasures in coin rolls or bulk lots, the 1957 penny is a great candidate. Since billions were minted, it is possible to find and searched rolls where high-grade examples or rare errors might be hiding. Many collectors enjoy the thrill of roll hunting, looking through thousands of pennies in search of that one elusive double die, repunched mint mark, or off-center strike. In conclusion, the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny is a fascinating coin with a rich history. Its status as one of the last wheat pennies makes it an important piece of numismatic heritage. The massive mintage makes it widely available, yet there are still rare and valuable varieties that attract serious collectors. Whether you are just starting your collection or you are an advanced collector searching for high-grade specimens, this coin has something to offer. Its connection to American history, its classic design, and its potential for rare errors and varieties all contribute to its enduring appeal. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1957 Lincoln wheat penny, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more coin history videos here on LC Coins World. Stay tuned for more fascinating numismatic content. Philadelphia Mint and over 68 million from the Denver Mint, while the San Francisco Mint produced nearly 2.2 million silver-clad and circulated coins and over 1.8 million silver-proof coins, making the 1972 issue one of the most widely produced yet richly varied Eisenhower dollars in the series. Collectors seek these coins not only for their monetary value but for their place in American history as the last large circulating dollar coin produced by the United States Mint before the transition to smaller dollar coins, beginning with the Susan B. Anthony dollar in 1979 and beyond. In addition, the coin's connection to President Eisenhower, its tribute to space exploration, and the artistry of its design have all contributed to its rising popularity in recent years, particularly as younger generations of collectors discover the appeal of coins from the 1970s. The market for Eisenhower dollars has seen steady growth, and the 1972 issue stands out for both its historical significance and its collecting challenges, especially when it comes to finding high-grade examples with minimal wear and full mint luster. Even circulated examples of the rare Type 2 variety can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on condition and certification from professional grading services like PCGS and NGC, while pristine and circulated Type 1 and Type 3 coins also command strong premiums, especially when they exhibit full strike details and little to no contact marks. Investors to have started to take notice of the Eisenhower dollar series, recognizing the coin's historical context, relative scarcity in high grades, and unique appeal as a non-silver coin with a strong collector base. The Eisenhower dollar was also part of numerous official U.S. mint sets, including and circulated and proof sets from the early 1970s, and those coins often exhibit much higher quality than business strikes, making them ideal for collectors who want near-perfect examples of this large and impressive coin. In conclusion, the 1972 Eisenhower dollar is far more than just a piece of pocket change. It is a living monument to a great American leader, a celebration of human achievement in space, and a snapshot of U.S. coinage during a transformative era. And as we continue to explore this coin in today's video, we'll look at real market trends, certified values, notable sales, tips for collecting, and much more. So sit back, relax, and join me for an in-depth journey into The full story of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar only here on LC Coins World, where every coin has a story worth telling and collecting, and weighs around 6.4 grams, a size that is convenient for daily use while being large enough to allow for clear and detailed engravings. The 1 dirham coin has seen minor variations in minting over the years, often produced at international mints, including those in Canada and the UK, and while the 2005 version does not feature a mint mark identifying its exact origin, these coins are part of a broader effort to standardize and modernize UAE currency while preserving its cultural roots. One of the most intriguing aspects of the 1 dirham coin, including the 2005 issue, is the evolution of its design and the way it has responded to changes in counterfeiting technology, economic demands, and public use patterns. Despite being a small coin, it has been subject to intense scrutiny over the years, including size changes and weight alterations in some issues that have affected its compatibility with vending machines, parking meters, and public transit systems across the Emirates. For collectors, the 2005 1 dirham coin represents a key piece in the story of modern UAE coinage. While it is still relatively common in circulation, examples in uncirculated or mint state condition are of interest to both regional and international numismatists. Coins with sharp strikes, full luster, and minimal contact marks are often certified by grading services like NGC or PCGS and hold special value beyond their face denomination. The coin's significance extends beyond numismatics, as it tells the story of a country that has rapidly transformed from a group of small desert communities into one of the most advanced and globalized nations in the world. The dirham, and especially the 1 dirham coin, has traveled in the pockets of millions of people, both locals and tourists, business owners and laborers, citizens and expatriates, symbolizing daily life, commerce, hospitality, and the UAE's ambitious vision for the future. In this video, we will explore the historical context of the dirham, the details of its production, the cultural symbolism behind the coffee pot design, and the economic and political changes that shaped the UAE in the early 2000s. We will examine the metallurgy, the minting process, the coin's role in commerce, and its place within the broader GCC monetary framework. We will also look at how the dirham reflects broader themes in Emirati society, including its respect for tradition, its embrace of innovation, and its position as a bridge between East and West. The 2005 1 dirham coin is not just metal, it is a mirror of a nation's values, a snapshot of a moment in time, and a key artifact in the ongoing narrative of the Gulf region. So stay with me on LC Coins World as we uncover the full story behind this humble yet powerful coin, in a journey that reveals the past, present, and future of the United Arab Emirates through the eyes of numismatics. The 1979 issue saw several varieties which are of particular interest to collectors. The most well-known of these is the wide rim or near-date variety, in which the rim of the coin is noticeably thicker and the date appears closer to the edge than in the more common narrow rim variety. The wide rim variety is scarcer and typically commands a premium in the numismatic market. Even in circulated grades, collectors also seek high-grade examples of the 1979 dollar in mint state, especially those with full luster, strong strike, and minimal contact marks. Coins graded MS66 or higher by third-party grading services like PCGS or NGC can be quite valuable, especially if they are certified as the wide rim variety. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 360 million of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars, making it one of the most heavily struck issues of the series. However, the overall number of coins that remain in pristine condition is much smaller, and this scarcity in high grades is part of what drives collector interest. The coin was also included In 1979, mint sets and proof sets issued by the United States Mint, which have become popular sources for obtaining well-preserved examples. In the broader historical context, the release of the Susan B. Anthony dollar coincided with a period of economic uncertainty in the United States. Inflation was high and there was a growing need for coins that could help improve efficiency in coinage and reduce reliance on paper $1 bills. The hope was that a smaller, more durable dollar coin would be accepted in vending machines, mass transit systems and other commercial applications. However, due to its similarity to the quarter and lack of public enthusiasm, the Anthony dollar never achieved the widespread usage that the mint had envisioned, and production was halted in 1981, with a brief resurgence in 1999 to meet a temporary demand before the introduction of the Sacagawea dollar in 2000. Despite its commercial failure, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar remains a symbol of progress and change. It opened the door for future dollar coins that would continue to honor diverse figures in American history. It also represented a pivotal moment in numismatic design as it departed from traditional allegorical minting process used to produce these coins in 1979, and the various varieties and eras that make certain pieces especially valuable today. We will also discuss the role of the Philadelphia Mint in the production of the 1979 issue, and the overall significance of this coin in the context of United States history. So whether you are a long-time numismatist or just getting started in coin collecting, this is a coin you need to understand. Its story is rich with political, cultural, and economic significance, and it continues to influence the way we think about coin design and representation to this day. Stay tuned and join us for a deep dive into the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar coin, only here on LC Coins World, where history lives in your pocket. Countermarks for specific states or events, making the collecting of these coins a more varied and complex pursuit. Many of the coins were distributed during parades and ceremonies honoring Confederate veterans, adding another layer of cultural significance to the piece. Numismatists and historians have long debated the legacy of the Stone Mountain $1/2. Some view it as an important example of early commemorative coinage, while others see it as a problematic symbol tied to a revisionist history of the Civil War. Regardless of one's view, the coin remains a critical object for understanding how memory, history, and politics intersect within American numismatics. Over the years, the Stone Mountain $1/2 has been the subject of significant scholarly interest. Collectors value the coin for its artistry, historical context, and connection to larger cultural movements. In the United States, in terms of value, the 1925 Stone Mountain $1/2 varies widely depending on condition. Coins in circulated grades typically range from $30 to $60, while uncirculated specimens can fetch well over $100. Coins with particularly sharp strikes or that are certified by major grading services like PCGS or NGC can reach several $100 or more, especially those with pristine mint state grades or those with unique toning and eye appeal. Some varieties, such as counterstamped versions, are even more valuable depending on rarity and provenance. The coin's legacy continues to evolve, especially in the modern era, as public conversations around monuments and memory become more nuanced. The sculpture on Stone Mountain has drawn renewed attention and criticism, with calls for reinterpretation or removal due to its association with the Confederacy and white supremacy, and this ongoing debate naturally extends to the coin itself, making it not only a collectible item but a historical talking point that continues to provoke thought and discussion among historians, collectors, and the public alike. For this reason, the Stone Mountain $1/2 is more than silver. It is a mirror of American values, struggles, and changes across a century of history. In this video we will explore not only the design elements and production history of the coin, but also its cultural reception, the political environment in which it was issued, the people involved in its creation, and the ongoing conversations that make this coin as relevant today as it was in 1925. So get ready for a deep and comprehensive exploration of one of the most storied coins in American history, the 1925 Stone Mountain $half right here on LC Coins World, where every coin tells a powerful story. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, LC Coins World. Today we explore the history, the design, and the collector value of the 1900 Morgan dollar, a coin that is far more than just silver. It is a time capsule from an era of change, growth, and industrial ambition in American history. The Morgan dollar series began in 1878 and was named after its designer George T. Morgan, an English engraver who joined the United States Mint and introduced one of the most iconic designs in American numismatics. The obverse of the coin features a left-facing portrait of Lady Liberty wearing a Phrygian cap adorned with wheat and cotton, symbols of agriculture and unity in the United States. The reverse displays a proud eagle with outstretched wings holding arrows and an olive branch signifying a balance between peace and strength. Above the eagle, the phrase "In God We Trust" is boldly inscribed, reflecting the national motto of the time, minted in New Orleans, as indicated by the mint mark. The 1900 Morgan dollar carries the legacy of a Southern mint facility that operated during one of the most dynamic periods in United States history. The New Orleans Mint was originally established in 1838 and played a vital role in producing coinage for a growing nation, especially in the years following the Civil War. By 1900, the mint was one of the major producers of Morgan dollars, helping to meet the demand generated by the Bland-Allison Act and the Sherman Silver Purchase Act, both of which were government initiatives aimed at supporting the silver mining industry and increasing the amount of silver coinage in circulation. The 1900 Morgan dollar was struck using the traditional 900 silver and .10 copper alloy, giving it a net weight of 0.7734 for troy ounces of silver, with a diameter of 38.1 millimeters and a reeded edge. The coin was both a practical medium of exchange and a beautiful representation of the American spirit during the turn of the century. The year 1900 was a transitional moment in American society. The United States was emerging as a global industrial power with major advances in transportation, communication, and manufacturing, while the Morgan dollar itself was not widely used in everyday transactions due to its large size and weight. It played a significant role in bank reserves and silver policy and remained a favorite of silver advocates and Western miners who saw it as a symbol of economic opportunity. The 1900 Morgan dollar exists today in many conditions, ranging from well-circulated to uncirculated examples. But what makes this coin tightening quality control? But many coins from this period still show signs of rushed production, such as weak strikes, die fatigue, or planchet issues, which add another layer of interest for collectors and era hunters. Numismatists particularly value coins with unique traits such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, die clashes, or coins with a full strong strike from a fresh die set, because these examples help tell a broader story of minting practices during the late 20th century. The Denver Mint has always been known for producing coins with sharp detail and quality control, and in 1980 it lived up to this legacy. But even so, the number of pristine specimens with original mint luster and full details is much lower than one might expect when factoring in circulation, wear handling, and the absence of collector preservation at the time. Over the years, the 1980 D quarter has grown in significance, especially among collectors who focus on full date runs of Washington quarters or who appreciate the transition period that led up to the state quarters in 1999. Its value is not just monetary but also educational, teaching us about design longevity, historical symbolism, and the evolution of American currency. In the later part of this video, we will explore in depth the origin of the Washington quarter, the specific events of 1980 that affected coin production, market performance of the 1980 D quarter over time, grading tips from professionals, how to spot high grade and error examples, and what makes this coin a sleeper gem in modern numismatics. So whether you are a beginner building your first coin folder or a seasoned investor looking for key dates and high grades, the 1980 D Washington quarter dollar has a place in your collection and a story worth learning and sharing. Grab your loupe, your coin albums, and join us for this deep dive into American history, minting tradition, and numismatic value with the 1980 D Washington quarter dollar here on LC Coins World.